learning. This calling was not my choice, but it was the Father's choice for me. He has never apologized for it, and so now neither do I. Okay, let's look at, it's always important to look at the introduction of a book to try to get some understanding what it is that the author was intending to do. And so none of this is very long. These are very short essays and passages that I shared. So I want to read the introduction real quick. In the early days of my, quote, ministry, a word of knowledge was given to me as I finished preaching one evening at a church service in North Carolina. The prophet said that the work that God had given me was to go all the way with the thing. Even though I was speaking from a pulpit at the time, I was actually on an assignment to close down a cult that had been in operation in Washington, D.C. for nearly 7 years. Now, I was not privileged with the knowledge of the assignment until the hour of confrontation, which was a few months after this word was given. I had been strategically positioned and trained to be used of God in an unorthodox way. It was during this season that the Father revealed to me that my work would extend beyond teaching and preaching into the realm of executing His will. 4 years earlier, in 1979, my pastor at the time, the late Bishop Gilbert Earl Patterson, presiding bishop of the Church of God in Christ, laid hands on me one night during service and asked the Lord to anoint and to protect me on the long journey that I was about to embark upon. He was Apostle Patterson at the time, and little did I know that I was being sent forth by the office of the apostle. For 3 years, God had been speaking to me to leave my hometown, Memphis, Tennessee, and to move to Washington, D.C. But I was not able to obey those instructions until after that prayer and the laying on of hands. The assignment was successfully completed in approximately 4 years. It had served as the school and training ground for the work that I was to fulfill. I realized that I was a called prophetess, and I understood the apostolic anointing on my life. But I had to follow on to understand the authority of a true servant of God. The contents of this book will reveal the great value of a consecrated and sacrificial life. My life has been a series of assignments, and wherever I showed up, God showed out, as He promised. I was not able to change God's mind as to what type of vessel I would have preferred to be. He has never apologized for His choice for me, and therefore, once again, I say, neither do I. To all of you precious and dedicated servants, march on, because heaven is recording your many unheralded works. Okay, I think that I also want to share the namesake chapter of the book. I have to be sure. Is that what I want to do? No, I want to go to page 52. I'm going to Misunderstood. Misunderstood. This might have been something many of you have been wrestling with or had to face over the years with your unorthodox calling, or calling that maybe did not seem to fit within the church realm or programs of the church, but it's kingdom work. Subtitle, Counted the Cost. During the time when I was trying to digest the fact that God's ways were notably higher than my ways and the ways of most Christians that I knew, He declared